Oh, what up, y'all? I ran a 100-mile race, and this is how it went. I am about to go on one of my first training runs after my first 100-mile race. I recovered for about a week, and I'm ready to get back out there, so get ready with me. On the new year, I made a goal of running a 100-mile ultra marathon or trail race. Trained and ran shorter distance races and slowly worked my endurance up so I could run a 100-mile race. By October 2021, I was ready to take on the Uwharrie 100-mile trail race in Uwharrie National Forest. So runners must complete 5 laps of a 20.5 mile single track trail, and overall you gain 17,500 feet. So this race is known to be simply unrelenting. That is their catchphrase for this race, and boy was it ever. Typically the stats of a trail so rugged and gnarly really excites me, especially for my first 100-mile race. But I actually, when I tried to set the FKT on the Bent McKay Trail, I acquired a overuse injury that was super painful. But before we get into that story, I would like to ask y'all to please like, comment, subscribe, and turn those bell notifications. It only takes a click on y'all's end to help and encourage creators like me. As always, thank you for the support. Today, I will be walking instead of running. I still have that injury. So I wasn't completely sure about doing the race with that overuse injury, but decided I would try anyways and traveled up the East Coast to North Carolina. Apprehensive and unsure, I started the race with several others up for the challenge of running 100 miles. I don't know how far I am, but it's been about an hour and a half past my first aid station. Feeling good. My hips, my groin, I feel it just a tinge, but I'm trying to channel my inner Courtney DeWalter and not think about it. It's in my head. Doesn't matter right now. No matter when it is debilitating. But right now, I'm running, so that's good. I don't know what I'm doing, how many miles per hour. I'm just cruising my pace. So, I'm still in Dutchman's Creek, past the first aid station at Crossroads. Just came through the first lap. There's a lot of people, very encouraging aid station. My mom was there. She got Jonathan on the phone, lubed up everything. And I got some ibuprofen and onto the second loop. It keeps ringing in my head what the race director said. The first lap can't help you, it can only hurt you. I did it in 4.1 miles. So I felt good and I felt like I was just cruising, but I hope I didn't run it too fast and just mess up my race. Just hoping to finish. Looking forward to seeing how I feel at the 40-mile loop. Into that. And then it's into the night. It's beautiful though. I think I'll listen to a podcast. "40-something miles in. Don't want to jinx it, so I won't say it. But it's a beautiful day. It's nice to be on the trails. Great aid stations, good trail, good people. just gonna keep enjoying myself and just try to freaking finish the 100 miles. Looking forward to, again, to 50. A concept I have whenever I am training or running or doing a backpacking trip is once I get to half, it's all downhill from there. I just imagine going up and then going downhill. Obviously, the last 50 and 100 mile race is some of the hardest, but it's encouraging to know that getting closer and closer to the end. So, yes. So I was feeling good physically, which I was not expecting. Throughout the race, I was wondering when this overuse injury would appear. It seemed that the overuse injury that had plagued me on the Bet McKay trail that was so painful, that was one of the reasons I actually stopped the FKT, and the injury that was alarmingly present in all my training runs leading up to the 100-mile race had vanished. It disappeared during the race. I know you can't see me, but I just had a soul crusher for the 4th time, and on my 4th lap, and looking forward to the next aid station. I'm looking forward to my bed. It was very clear at this point in the race that I was getting very tired, and I was very tired for most of the night. I tried to keep moving, but sometimes I just need to stop on the side of the trail to take a 2-minute nap. But I never actually fell asleep during that 2-minute nap. I just kind of sat there and listened to like the silence of the night and crickets and all the noises of trail at night. I realized I needed to allow myself to sleep a little longer. So I got to the next aid station and asked a volunteer there to set a timer for 5 minutes and wake me up. So that way I knew I was definitely gonna wake up if somebody had a timer set and was dedicated to waking me up. I instantly fell asleep, and 5 minutes later he waked me up, and I actually got to talk to him about my nutrition. So I realized I did need to be consuming more calories than what I was eating. I was eating about 150 calories an hour when it should have been 300 calories an hour. But so I kept going past the aid station, splashed some water on my face in a stream, and literally I like buzzed awake. And from that point on, I was pretty awake for the rest of the race. As morning came, I was even more rejuvenated and was encouraged to run like a little faster, because I'd been doing, at that point in the night, I'd been doing like this slow walk because I couldn't see too well. My headlamp was really dim. So I was doing like this quick, sorry, I think I said slow walk, I mean quick walk for most of the night. So I decided once, day came, I was going to try to run. I'm just trying to keep my pace up. The night was full of not outright hallucinations like giraffes sitting on rocks, but like I looked down at one point, I think the ground is covered in these little bugs. They're everywhere. I sat down in the porta potty, looked at the wall, and it was swirling. I look at a blaze at night, and I thought Sasquatch was standing in front of it. I'm almost done, y'all. I'm gonna keep the pace up. 100 miles almost done. It was hell. Thank God for my mom. So thankful for her. Gonna keep on trucking. Just keep on trucking.
Here we go.
And just like that, I had finished 102.5 miles in the Uwharrie National Forest and completed the Uwharrie 100-mile trail race. I had come in first in women's and 5th overall. So the trail during the race was very technical and unrelenting, but runnable throughout. The entire course is very hilly, and the race directors actually warn you, I mean the whole course is hilly, but the race directors warn you about 3 hills in particular. Sasquatch Summit at mile 7.4, Soul Crusher at mile 8.4, and then Hallucination Hill, I believe at 16, mile 16. So that's on each loop. Each loop is 20.5, so you know, you go around that 5 times. And so the first and second time I did the loop and did those 3 ascents, it was easy, but I was really dreading it coming like the remaining laps, the 3rd, 4th, and 5th lap. There was also this part in the race known as the land that forgot time, and I would say that was the worst part. That was the last 5.5 miles of the loop, and really it dragged bees in my van. So yeah, those last 5.5 miles really dragged on. really dragged on. I swear it has to be a mile longer than it actually is. For me, the course was really well marked, even in the dead of night. The race directors put on an awesome race. They were organized, responsive, attentive, and responsible. Just super organized, and I'm really glad that I was able to run my first 100 with them. The aid station volunteers were great as well. Every time I came to an aid station, they jump into action like right away to get me water, get me food. They just load me with stuff and set me on my way. One time a volunteer actually took out my headlamp, as I said, was dimming, so he took out the batteries of his headlamp and gave them to me, which I really appreciated. The food at the aid stations was A++. I mean, everything was amazing. Food was really great. It was thoughtfully prepared, and they really considered what a runner might need during a distance like that. They had shrimp and grits. They had soup, which was really nice when I couldn't really eat anymore. They had gels. They had quesadillas. They had so much food. Overall, I had such a positive experience at my first 100-mile marathon with Uwharrie trail race. It was, you know, full of really encouraging, great people. The racers were encouraging, volunteers, again, encouraging, race directors, super organized. And I am definitely signing up for the Uwharrie 100-mile trail race again next year. So that is my quick and dirty Uwharrie 100-mile recap. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, turn those bell notifications, all the things. If you want to keep up to date with what I'm doing in my life, daily life, you can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. You can find those below here. Other than that, thank you so much for watching, y'all. I'm gonna go on a run, so I'll see you later.